Hello and welcome to Chat and That podcast, episode I think 4 out of the special FMP ones. I think you can probably tell who's my next crew guest by the red shirt. It's not Star Trek. It's the crew from Julienne. So Hannah, Branden, and Anne. Woo! Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Hannah, we haven't met before. We've only met today, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to meet you. You're the editor, right?
Yeah, editor
Yes.
and sound.
Editor and sound, right. Okay, cool. So the first question, you might be bored of this question. 360, for the two of you, 360 million people might ask you this question. But you just come back from Cannes.
Yes.
How was that?
Incredible.
Can you elaborate on it? Like, what was your favourite film and your favourite experience?
Favourite film was definitely Kinds of Kindness. Big Yorgos Lanthimos fan. Which was incredible seeing that in the Grand Lumiere Theatre as well.
I think, again, Cannes very sunny, and then coming back to very dreary UK is really funny. But again, I have two favourite films, Kinds of Kindness, again, just like Anna, very big Yorgos Lanthimos fan and Robbie Ryan fan. And Parthenope, really, it was a film that I wasn't expecting to really like, because it was just like on a whim that I went to see it, but genuinely one of really good film.
I heard that you said a question to somebody.
Yes, Robbie Ryan.
Right.
We got a talk with him one day, and I asked him about like just how it is to be like a DOP on like a big set, basically, and what is his relationship with his directors that he works with.
All right.
Yeah.
Was that nerve-wracking?
Very. I remember.
Was it like a huge auditorium?
Not really. It was
It was
like,
maybe like 30
yeah,
people.
30
Really?
people.
Just
Yeah.
30 people?
It wasn't very big. And then they gave us, well, whenever Brandon spoke, he gave us a little cheer after he introduced us, which was really cool.
It was only 30 people. I thought it was like an auditorium.
It wasn't like publicized. Like it was only like in the British tent, because in Cannes, like each country has their own tent and market their films.
Really?
And we went to the British one, and they only had they only like marketed it, the talk there, really.
Yeah, I mean, he let a certain amount of people in. Like after a certain amount of people, they wouldn't let anyone else watch. They'd have to see it from like a screen outside. So we were really lucky to actually get into the tent bit.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah. Any films that you didn't like? Riley had a few.
What's the worst one? There was a film called Four Nights of a Dreamer, which was visually stunning, but weird and very slow. I think there's one which was worse, but I can't remember now.
I think the same for me, Four Nights of a Dreamer.
Yeah.
I know the others went to watch a film called Shanghai Blues, which was very off its time.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like they like spike a woman and tried to get with her and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
It was not portrayed really well.
Oh. But the big question is, did you see anyone famous or meet anyone famous?
I saw Adam Driver.
Saw him.
I saw him. I didn't meet him. I saw him. Adam Driver is my absolute love.
Is
so
he?
I adore Adam
Oh.
Driver, so I abandoned the group and like went off to watch the red carpet and like caught a glimpse of him on there.
Who else did you see?
I saw Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad. Can't remember his real name now. And Aubrey Plaza. And I also saw a teeny tiny bit of Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Oh, right. Is that it? Is that all you saw? Slightly. I think my friend Emma saw Meryl Streep.
Yeah, Emma
Yeah.
saw quite a few people. I think she met Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, she did.
She met Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow. Sorry, Hannah, this must be really sad for you. I didn't get to see these people. Have you met anyone famous in your life?
No.
No? No one?
Seen famous people.
You've met us?
Us.
I've met and was a host to the guy who directed Monkey Man. I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
Dev Patel.
Yes.
What do you mean host?
Met him.
Yeah.
crazy.
I basically worked in the summer of
Oh yeah.
2022. I worked in like a first class lounge in Heathrow Airport, and he was in there, and I made him tea.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Because I think you were talking about Monkey Man. You wanted to see that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I
Oh,
really do.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. So the first question I ask everyone is, like, how the group formed and how did you all meet? Because I know you two are kind of like a duo, aren't you? So how did you all meet?
I'll let Branden tell the story actually, because he initiated the friendship.
Well, basically, me and Hannah were friends in college, so we actually came to
Really?
this uni together. Yeah,
Are you serious?
We did an FMP together in college.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, we were in a trio in college, and then me and Hannah came to Winchester.
Wow.
And then in our first lecture, I was running late. Hannah was sitting with Anna, and they were having a conversation. And in the same lecture, we got put into groups for our first assignment, and I was with Anna in that group. And then we just kind of...
Because I met Anna on my first day,
Yeah.
and you met Anna on your first day. It kind of just ended up with the three.
So you both
I just
decided
pushed
to
my
go,
way in.
So you both decided to go together.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Alright.
It was more of a coincidence, wasn't it? We
Mhm.
both kind of just chose this uni, and we're like, oh, it's great that we both like it.
It's because we're very interested in, I'm not sure, was it the case for you that you wanted a course that is both production
Yeah.
and...
That's why we both originally
Yeah.
went film and not film production, because we wanted 50-50 theory and production.
Yeah, we only swapped film production this year.
Oh, this year,
the
really?
first 2 years we did film.
Film studies.
No, it was literally called film, so it was half studies, half production.
Oh, really? Oh, right. So this last year you're doing film production.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm still on film, and then them two went to film production,
Oh,
which is why
right.
you
Oh,
probably see their
trade
faces
you.
more.
So what's that like moving to film? Is it
It was
any different?
Best choice. Honestly, I was so much happy after swapping. I was so bored of essay writing. So
I think in my first year, I really liked studying film and like applying those like theories to film production stuff that they gave us. But I think over the 2 years, I just kind of got bored
Yeah.
of
essay
studies.
writing,
I think
yeah.
I've had enough of like learning about it. I really
Yeah.
wanted to make more, and I just saw how much more integrated everyone was in the film production course, and it just felt very isolating in the film course. Like there was not much of like collaboration or anything.
Yeah. Lots of lectures, I bet.
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot more like individual, but at least in the film production, I felt a little bit more sense of community.
Interesting. So where's your film bug start then? Why do you all do film? Branden, why don't you do fashion? You know.
so true.
Why film?
Do you want to? Where do I start?
The short story.
Yeah, does someone like. I always say it's someone like shoving a DVD and go, oh.
Well, I will say my first ever thing with like film production was when I was younger, when I was like about 8 or something. I used to have a little digital camera, and I used to film my Lightning McQueen and Mater and like do little stories.
Nice.
And I used to film those and make like little short stories with them, and I used to do that with my Thomas the Tank Engines as well. And then I kind of wanted to be a marine biologist for a while because I was obsessed with fish and
Wow.
Finding Nemo. And then I think it was like 2016 when I watched La La Land and Call Me by Your Name is when I actually like was like, wait, these make me feel something. I want to do something like this.
Nice. All right. So I assume you're a Pixar fan then.
Yes, I'm a
Yeah.
Pixar fan, but even bigger Studio Ghibli fan.
Studio Ghibli.
Yes, the Japanese animation company.
All right. Okay.
Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro. House
I
Moving
need to
Castle.
see Spirited Away. Everyone keeps
They're
saying this to
really
me.
good.
It drives me up. I've seen Ponyo.
It's a good one.
Ponyo,
It's
yeah.
a good one too.
Yeah, and my favourite one is, I think someone had it on their story. What's it called? Porco Rosso.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that one. That was a good one. I think someone who had it on there like a brochure or something at Cannes.
I posted it on my
Yeah.
story.
And I was like, oh, I love that film. Yeah, I love that film. What about you, Hannah? What was your start into film?
I started with photography. Was really into that. Did it at GCSE. But I think also it was La La Land for me that made me go, wait, this made me feel something, and I want to kind of be able to create something for someone else to feel something. Same sort of.
A lot of people have
La La
said
Land.
La La Land. Yeah, what's your favourite part of making a film, would you say, Hannah?
As I said, like, because of the photography thing, it's all about visual storytelling for me. But also, I love the power of music and soundtrack has. So
Really?
yeah.
Who made your soundtrack, Julienne?
Robin for second
Robin.
year.
Oh, Robin!
Mhm.
Oh!
I was
right.
very much on their ass for like a month. Like was very heavily involved in the soundtrack process because I absolutely adore music, and music was one of the other things I was thinking going into as opposed to film. So I was like being like, I need this symbolism included, I need this thing done, and like I was actually on holiday whilst we were doing it, and I was just like in the line for roller coasters, listening to bits, sending back my feedback, just constant back and forth. But yeah, they were incredible, and I'm very happy with our soundtrack.
Yeah, I love Roy. I know Roy very, very well. But what was your thing into film?
Well, funny enough, so I didn't do any kind of production stuff until university. I always did I did media A level and GCSE, but I did like history and politics at A level, and then in media we watched Daniel Blake, and I was like, oh, I want to make like political motivated films and like history and documentary and stuff like that. And I thought film was the best way to go into that, and that's why I'm now here. But I've not actually done that. I've completely U-turned, but that was the original inspiration to make like politically motivated stuff.
Yeah, I love to make politically. Yeah, Daniel Blake's really good.
Really powerful film. I adore Ken Loach. He's brilliant.
Yeah, Ken Loach is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to see The Old Oak.
I've not seen that one either.
No, I want to see that one.
FMP is the first set I've ever like directed on.
Wow.
It's
you didn't do anything in the last 2 years, little films and stuff?
We did like obviously the little silly ones, like the camera and lighting module in the first year.
It's kind of like boring.
Yeah, we've not done anything proper. Like this was kind of our first time ever being on a big set.
We've done like module stuff and help each other out on different modules, and Anna helped you on your creator post, and then we helped you on your cinematography in second year.
Yeah, they haven't really been story driven though as much.
Yeah.
It's kind of just trying to get the tick marks on the assignments. Never actually anything proper. And obviously they've worked on their college thing, as they've mentioned, but this is our first actual like proper thing as a group.
What was that like? What was that making something that wasn't ticky boxy, something that was that quite daunting? Because everyone here, Over's been here for the crew have been in film production for 3 years and know how to make stuff, but then you to come from studies, was that quite daunting?
I think we probably didn't do everything necessarily the way it was intended to, but we got it done.
Yeah, and you did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think ours is probably the shortest filmed FMP. We did ours in 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do think, not to be silly with any of the other groups, I do think we're the most academic, powerful group, because we came from film studies, so we know like theories and stuff like that. So we would we want the cyclical narrative here, and we want this here, and we want that here.
Yeah, we had a lot of like symbolism and
lots of references.
Yeah, we had a lot of intertextuality in our film.
Yeah, what kind of stuff do you have in it?
Can
you name some?
Well, the scene where we see Julienne finally eat the food at the Airbnb, or her apartment, is actually a direct reference to the editing in Ratatouille when the food critic finally eats Ratatouille.
Wow, this is really Pixar stuff. Wow.
Yeah, we love Pixar here. But because obviously he's a food critic, so we did our own little spin on it. There's with the smoking scene, it's like a reference to Fleabag.
Right, nice.
There's a bit where she's walking, which is like a American Psycho reference. And then Branden's favourite one, but he thought of, is a Parasite one.
Yeah, we have this switch over the shoulder, which is a direct inspiration from a shot in Parasite.
Which is so beautiful. I'm very proud of him for thinking of that one.
I got very, I don't know if this was the inspiration for Let's move on to Julienne. Julienne's a great film. We might as well talk about it. The inspiration I got from it was a lot of American Psycho.
I love American Psycho.
Right, I got that. That's the first thing that
my
hit
home
me.
screen is Patrick Bateman.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, I'm big American. I've read the book and everything. I'm a huge fan.
Have you seen the
Red
musical?
Flag. No, I've not. I've got it saved on my Spotify to give it a listen, but I've not actually done it yet.
Oh, right, okay,
Yeah.
wow. But yeah, because it gave me those kind of vibes.
That's a big compliment. Thank you.
But Julienne is I enjoyed it. It was a great film. Sadly, I couldn't work on it because I was doing other FMPs.
That's okay.
But let's move on to your film. This is why you're here. So talk about it. Yes, so let's talk about it. So let's talk about the early stages. Like, why that? Why not a documentary? Why restaurant stuff? What were the early inspirations of it?
Well, me and Branden both were kind of back and forthing ideas. I got the original concept because I was reading a lot of like books that are in that sort of genre, and then we were kind of just going back and forth with our ideas, and we thought practically this one worked the best. And yeah, so then we just kind of were like, instead of spending ages going back and forth, we were like, let's just take it and run with it.
We also really love a lot of food-related films and
Yeah.
media. So like The Menu, The Bear. Ratatouille.
Right.
We just love food.
Yeah, big foodies. And also,
Yeah.
and I work in hospitality, so I knew that it'd also help having like connections in that way. So
With food.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, how did you get all the food and stuff? Where did you shoot the restaurant bit? The white one.
the first one.
Yeah.
The first one was actually where I work. It's the Cathedral Cafe, and it's one of the function suites. So it's not actually a restaurant. We went in the day before and set dressed it up to look like one.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen is also in the same place. It was done by my chef at work called Steve. He's incredible, and he literally used to work for like Gordon Ramsay and the Houses of Parliament. Like really, really great chef, which is why our dishes look beautiful.
Does he still work at the Houses of Parliament?
No, not anymore.
Oh, it's a shame. You know, poison some of the politicians. Anyway, whoops. So yeah. So right, so you had all those connections with food and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, is it the three of you or is there a fourth member?
We had Holly, who's our producer, but she couldn't come today.
She didn't come today. Okay. And she does film production as well.
Yeah.
She didn't do the same film.
No,
settings?
we got, whenever we done our film pitches, because it was just for three of us originally, and then we put out like, if anyone's interested in producing, let us know. We were willing to take on the task ourselves, but then Riley actually recommended and said that she had a friend looking for someone, so then we met up with Holly and had a chat, and yeah, the rest is history.
So Branden, so you're the cinematographer, right?
Yes.
Right. Talk to us about the shots and stuff and the inspirations and.
Well, I feel like I'm just going to read out my critical reflection that I've been burned
Yeah,
in my
sorry.
brain.
Yeah, might as well call this critical reflection show. Yeah.
Very much inspired by The Joker, The Menu, and Parasite. Few of my favorite films ever. Thematically, most The Joker.
Yeah.
Especially for like the dance sequence we see in her
yeah.
apartment, especially with Anna, like the music that was in The Joker, that sequence where he's dancing, and we kind of not did the same thing, but wanted like the same vibe in terms of lighting and shot types and stuff like that. First restaurant is very inspired by like The Menu, especially like with the glass wall with the stone in the back, like the stone wall in the back. Very inspired by like high definition. Like I really wanted this, like whenever I started like making shot lists for this film, I made a through line called the SSS, smooth, sleek, and stylish. Yes.
SSS.
Yeah,
So we made up.
Yeah, it's like
So,
just the
right.
thing that whenever I would make think of a shot in my head, I would put it through that, like, is it smooth? Is it sleek? Is it stylish?
Right.
And a lot of the cinematography in Parasite and The Menu is that. So to help with that, I used a lot of leading lines. I used a lot of not symmetry, but like alignment with like the surroundings. Like if you see in the last shot of the film, it's very much like leading lines and like very straight, and I don't know. Yeah.
No, I wasn't thinking. The last shot of the film was the four of you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Was that staged?
Yeah, we were just, I think we were
Well,
talking about our
We
assignments.
just sat there. We just actually just sat there.
Yeah, you wanted to do
weren't
it,
really
yeah.
thinking. We were on our break during filming, and they just
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah. Where was the other restaurant? That one. Where was that one?
That was in Shoal, near the bottom of town. That was actually Amber, my assistant director, who helped hook us up with that one.
Oh, right. Okay. That was there. Yeah, you got some really good restaurants.
Yeah.
So Hannah, what kind of because as an editor, I know how hard editing is and the pain it is. What were the kind of favourite bits of editing for you, and what were the kind of really stressful bits of editing?
Well, we had this match cut that I wanted to do first because I was the most excited about that one, and that was the wine pouring match cut.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah, of course.
And
yeah,
I did
yeah,
that
yeah,
one
yeah,
first.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. That got a lot of ooh. Yeah.
Got a moan.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Anna, she like told me that's going to be a match cut, and on the day I watched them shoot it because I was on set doing sound, but I watched them shoot it to make sure that it was matched so that I knew in the edit that it would work. But yeah, I did that first because I was the most excited about that one.
So you.
I was very picky about that one. It was, I was like, you have to make sure it lines up. I need to make sure this is right.
I was like dripping sweat when I was filming. I was like, oh.
I'm not sure they believed it was going to work. I was like, we're going to make this work. And even with the Airbnb that we filmed in, the wine glasses weren't similar enough to the ones in the restaurant. So then I think we had to get someone to like run back home to get our wine glasses because I think we'd forgot them. Because I was like, I need this shot. Like, I know it's such a small detail, but I like really want this shot. And I'm glad we did because, someone moaned when we screened it. So.
Did you have onion layer setting on it? Do you know what onion layer is? No one knows what this is.
I've never heard about it in my life.
So it's like so if you let's say you film me here, and we film it and you stop and I move, it has like a ghost outline of the last.
Because we shot it on 2 different days. I think we went off the third grid on your camera.
Oh right, okay. Because you could line up the last. I thought you did the glass. You film it, stop it, and then if you move the glass, it's still got the outline of the previous shot.
I didn't know that was a thing.
No one knows that.
Is that on Black Magic?
I don't know. Well, I did it. I had it on my camera at college, but no one knows it here. It's very useful. Onion layer, whatever it's called, skin, whatever. So yeah. So talk about like the challenging bits of filming. Making it. What were the challenges and what were the standout moments, do you think, of Julienne?
I would definitely say Anna's choreographing of the dance sequence, like that was done on the day.
Yeah.
At what time in the morning?
At like 12.
We had a bit of an issue later than that. There was a bit of an issue with filming because there's an incident with our main actress. Her mother was unwell, so we couldn't film the next day, so we were like, okay, we've got to get it all done tonight. So we were filming very, very late, and we ended up choreographing that dancing around 1 a.m.
What time did you finish?
Next question.
What time?
4.
4? That's not. I've heard worse.
Yeah.
I've heard worse.
Well, we could all have a lie-in the next day.
Huh?
We could all have a lie-in the next day, so it's fine.
It was like a 16-hour shoot.
Yeah, it was a day.
Wow.
But it looked great, so it's fine.
How did you do that? So how did you do that dance scene? Do you have a dancing experience? Can you demonstrate for us? Oh. Right.
I've never danced. It was just purely in the vibes. We actually originally the song we were using to feel the energy was the Lana Del Rey song. We're big Lana Del Rey fans.
Oh, right.
And I just think she's very sensual. So we wanted to capture that. So yeah, Kelly was our main actress, was very good, and she also was inputting ideas. But yeah, I think once we realised that the routine worked, it was like such a relief. We're like, okay, we've got this, let's go.
Yeah. Well, I thought I got some Joker vibes of that dance scene.
Yeah, another intertextual reference within the film.
I got American Psycho.
Yeah.
I didn't get Ratatouille though.
It was a sophisticated version.
It's just for the people who knew.
Yeah, it's just the food critic. If you compare the edits of the shots when he eats the ratatouille in the film versus when she eats the meat in her apartment, it's the same sort of shot types and movements just to reflect the food critic.
Is that what you did together when you were cutting it? Is that what kind of like...
Yeah, because I think originally Hannah had a different edit and I was like, no, it's ratatouille, and I sent her the ratatouille thing and I was like, this is the order and needs to be cut in, and then thankfully she fixed it for me.
Any other standout moments? Any other good or bad? Not bad, but progressing. Any?
I think for me it was definitely doing that like over the shoulder thing in the restaurant, in the first like restaurant, which was our second day of filming. I think when I did that, I genuinely got goosebumps.
Yeah,
like,
watching it back, I was so happy. I was like, he ate with this one.
That one was really, really a stand-up moment for me because I was like, oh, I can do this. And then like when I was editing my critical reflection, I put like the Parasite version and that version together, and I genuinely started crying.
Aww.
Because I was like, oh, this just works so well. Parasite's the film that's been like fueling me throughout this whole degree, and it's so weird to see them together.
Yeah. That shot's all Branden's geniuses with that one.
So yeah, so what was it like? Because you said you did like film studies. What was it like commanding a crew? I mean, you had a very good crew. A lot of people
we're very
I love
lucky.
on that set.
I think because people just love the concept of the film. Like, we didn't really struggle with finding people to help with it, which is great. So we're very lucky. We had a fantastic camera and lighting team, brilliant sound, and then we had some very lovely like production assistants. So yeah, it was definitely daunting, especially as I've never I think basically everything I had filmed up until this point, there was maybe a maximum of like 3 people on my crew, which is usually just these two. It'd be like these two and maybe James helping me out. I think on our biggest day we had like 15 people, which was crazy because
You had a lot.
Yeah. So it was definitely hard to like divide up the attention and whatnot. So yeah, it was scary, and I'm sure I didn't do it perfectly, but it's lessons to take onwards.
Yeah, you had some good extras as
Yeah,
well.
lovely extras.
You had Sam.
Yep.
Sam, you had
Riley, Toby,
the back
of Jacob's head.
Yeah. I did that at the premiere. I was like, I need a picture of the back of Jacob's head. Turn around, Jacob, and okay. I was like, and then you had, so that's kind of a good. Yeah, you had Toby's very famous as an extra. He's been in a lot of things.
He is brilliant.
He's a good extra actor. So talk about like casting. So you had my friend Kyle in it, who was one of the waiters. So let's talk about like the 2 main roles. How did you find them, and what was the audition process like?
So we had it on backstage, I believe. So you kind of just put a brief listing of what the character is, and then obviously people applied. We had a look at their show reels, and then if we liked them, I sent a snippet of the script to them. They would then send a video of that, and then I think I narrowed it down to about 3 people per role. Did a Zoom call, kind of like told them a bit more about the story, explained the twist, kind of like explained, because obviously there's some bits which are a bit more like risky, I suppose, like whenever dealing with the first main character, male characters, and I had to be like, are you comfortable with being tied up? Which was a very awkward question to ask the first time I've ever met someone. But yeah, just kind of getting past all those hurdles, and then just seeing because I wanted someone who was passionate about the project. And Kelly, who we ended up casting for Julienne, she had so much passion for it. Like, she was so excited, and she was like constantly texting me, and I was like, this is a person for the job, 100%.
And what was it like talking to actors and stuff? Have you had that experience before?
No, I've like worked a teeny tiny bit with a couple of actors over in Northern Ireland whenever I filmed like a very mini short over there. But in terms of like, proper actors, I suppose, no experience there. But they were all very lovely and very understanding, and they were aware that obviously we're students. So I'm sure they were patient enough with our etiquette. I also had Holly helped a lot with the casting as well. She was the one who put the original listings up, so gotta say a big thank you to her for doing that for me.
So, and also, what's it like working together but then being friends at the same time? Do you find that quite difficult? Because some people say never work with your friends, never take it home, for example.
Well, I think they've been incredible. I've probably been a complete nightmare for them.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, you guys can.
I think it's been really nice because, again, in the pre-production development process, me and Anna had loads of conversations about Julienne, and would just like weave its way into like our general talks whenever we're cooking in the kitchen at like 1 a.m. noodles, and like there were so many times when like before production, me and them would just be like dancing in our kitchen, like trying to like be like, oh, we want Julienne to do this, and
right.
Just envisioning the movements and like the camera placements, and be like, yeah, they'll walk like this, and then they'll move like this.
So it was really fun in the process having that like home time as well, where we just discuss and like think about it and talk, and it was really cool. I think during production, obviously productions are really like high stakes, high energy, there's loads of things happening. It does get it gets stressful sometimes, and sometimes maybe something you say can come off in a wrong way, but I think as long as you can go home and have a conversation about that and be like, okay, that was because we were in this like high stress environment, we're not taking it home and we're friends at home and we're working on set, but like you leave it on set basically.
Yeah.
But I think it's mainly just like having that open communication whilst working with a friend.
Yeah. Dancing in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And there still is.
There still is.
Still is.
This still
Right.
happens.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
where our best ideas came from.
Dancing. Yeah, does it come to you when you dance? All these film
There
ideas?
was so many times where we'd just be cooking and we're like, wait, I have an idea. And then next thing you know, we're throwing it back.
Yeah, you should sign up for Strictly. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just want to ask about, like, were you all at the premiere?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that day like? Did you get some nice responses? And
Yeah. I mean, the highest compliment was hearing someone moan of a match cut.
I think I know who that was.
Yep.
Is it Rob Griffiths?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the lovely Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, very flattering. No, I thought it was such a lovely atmosphere. It was, really rewarding to have loads of people come up afterwards. I think it was you who actually complimented the scoring to me, and I was like, yeah, someone paid attention to it.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things I was like, in terms of like the post-production, that's one of the things I had more hands-on with, and I was like, yes, someone noticed.
Yeah, Robin's very good. Robin's very good at what they do. What would you like to do with Julienne? What's the next steps for Julienne? I assume film festivals?
Yeah, that's the goal. I think Holly, our producer, is kind of she's started looking and potentially applying. I think we had an issue of uploading on YouTube in terms of for submissions, but I think that's nearly sorted now. So yeah.
What was submission day like?
I think we were here till 1, 2 a.m.
Right.
It was really funny though, because our export only took like 15 minutes.
Right.
Whereas everyone else was here being like, oh, we've got another 4 hours for our film to export, and we're like, oh, ours is done. But yeah, we exported a couple times, just having to do a few more tweaks. But yeah, thankfully we were out by around 2 a.m.
Did you tweak it whilst the night of the exporting?
Yeah, I think it maybe just a couple of things of like levels of sound and whatnot. But
Was it any? Were you color grading as well?
Branden colour graded.
I think the really good thing of having a really short time of exporting is that we could watch it through, be like, okay, that shot needs to be changed.
Yeah,
and then immediately go back and like in another 15 minutes it would be done. It was my first time color grading on this film on this level as well, so a lot of mistakes, whatever I would do, we could immediately change that and like get a result out quicker than other FMPs would have.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just kind of like curious about when you did the course 2 years ago that you didn't have the knowledge that that other people had. So when you're editor and sound, right? Did you have background with mix pre's and Premiere Pro?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. The most I'd used was a Zoom recorder.
Wow.
And so luckily I asked the technicians here, and I had a couple of one-to-one workshops because I knew that it would be difficult. And I said to Anna, please find someone that knows sound to like be my assistant on the day, so that I was all up to me.
Who did you have on?
we had Ellie and Jacob, which we're
the
very lucky
sound,
to have. It's very
sound
incredible.
King and Queen, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so you learnt with the technicians.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was my sort of homework during the pre-production stage, whilst everyone else was planning the story, and I couldn't really do much. Yeah, I was learning sound equipment.
Wow. Was anything that well? You did a good job. Yeah, I thought that's the thing. I thought you all did film for 3 years. Is anything else you two felt that you had to learn?
My biggest barrier was definitely I'm not as technically apt, because obviously you did production at college, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I've done so little work with cameras or anything like that. So there's sometimes on set where I was trying to communicate stuff, but I just wasn't communicating it quite right, just because I didn't know the correct terminology, which is something I've now tried to go and learn a bit more so that in future I'll be better. But that was definitely our biggest barrier between us two, I'd say. It's just because I've not got the production skills that everyone else had at this point.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job. I wouldn't have known. You did a good
It's
job.
also the first script I've ever wrote as well. So.
Wow.
Because everyone else had done like screenwriting. I think every other person who had wrote their film, or nearly every other group that wrote their film, had done screenwriting at one point or other. And I hadn't, and it's so funny looking at my script now because the formatting of it is just atrocious. It's not at all how a screenplay should look. And it wasn't until like people were sort of looking at like, why is everything in all caps? And I was like, I don't know. I thought that's what it's supposed to be. So that was
You didn't
definitely.
have any scripts.
I had no script experience at all.
Right.
Julienne was the first ever thing I wrote.
But not in film studies. You didn't have any script thing. First year I had to do like a script course.
Essays.
Oh, really?
I think that's also a reason why we wanted to change over, is because we wanted these like skills that they were not offering us on that course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you did a good job. Wow.
Thank you.
Well, you did a very good job.
I think it does make it more impressive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You should. Yeah. Do you know what I should? I need to ask FMP people this. You should all do audio commentary.
I keep saying I want to do that because there's so much like hidden details in Julienne.
Yeah.
Like the amount of attention to detail to costume and mise en scene in our film is incredible, and I really just want to do like a proper like pause it here, explain what it means, and yeah.
Oh, mise en scene. Oh my god. I had to study that for college media.
Mm-hmm.
What's that again? I've forgotten.
That's just like everything in the scene.
Yeah.
So it's all like the props, costumes, design.
That's a flashback from the past.
There's a lot of symbolism in Julienne.
So how do you feel about leaving here? How do you feel about it? And how do you feel about it?
Bittersweet. I feel like I'm ready to close the chapter on Winchester as a town. I think it's made me somewhat more of a boring person.
Being at Winchester?
Yeah,
it's
just
made
like,
you a boring person.
I used to have such like cool dyed hair and like extravagant goth outfits, and now I feel so much more tame because the town is so boring. But in terms of the course, it's a bit frustrating because I feel like since we swapped, I was finally like hitting my stride and being like, oh, because the entire time I've been at uni, I've had the worst imposter syndrome, and I've constantly been like, I shouldn't be here. I'm dropping out. I'm not good at anything film related. And then I swap course and then get into directing, and I'm like, wait, maybe I do enjoy this and like this. And I was finally hitting my stride, and then before I know it, it's over. So
and it was over.
So yeah, I'm happy to be leaving the town, but it's a shame that I feel like I've kind of missed out on 2 years of what could have been better uni-wise.
Yeah.
I think same for me in terms of what Anna said about closing the chapter on Winchester. I feel like 3 years here, there's not much you can do. I feel like I'm excited to move on to, like, I live in London, so there's a lot more happening there. I do feel like I finally did hit like a social part where I was feeling a bit more like, okay, this is what like the uni experience is, kind of. But that was only in my third year. For the first 2 years, not saying that it was bad, it was like basically me and Anna together, and then all of us three going out for things and stuff like that. Like, I just felt like it hit a good part in third year, and before you knew it, it was over.
Yeah, people say third year's gets a little bit better. People say second semester is really horrible.
Yeah, it is
Second
horrible.
year's brutal.
Yeah. What about you, Hannah? How do you feel?
I love Winchester.
I like it, but yeah, it's
I love like the old-fashioned sort of style of it. I love the coziness of it. I love, like, I don't know, all the cafes and stuff. But similar to those guys, I feel like I find in third year, it's finally felt like confident enough to voice my opinion more, to talk to more people. But I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to move on. I feel like I've got out of it what I could have got out of it in the 3 years, and yeah.
What would you like to do next? Where do you see yourselves after Winchester? Have you got anything in the pipeline at all?
Well, throughout my third year in Winchester, I've been doing content creation work. Content creation work, so like Instagram reels and doing advert stuff. But I really would like to maybe go for another specializing in cinematography course somewhere. I'm not too sure about that just yet, but I think just kind of see where the wind blows a little bit. I definitely want to do another few short films before, in like the next year of graduating till next year. But we'll just see when things happen, because I think in this industry you just don't know what's like around the corner.
Yeah,
just like how you plan for a set, you can plan all you want, but plans do change, so you just never know. I think just having a general direction for me is what like just try to like find jobs, do as much as I can with my content creation work. But yeah.
All right, cool. You, Anna?
I have no idea.
No idea?
I have a note app full of like ideas that I want to start writing. So are projects that I want to begin on crafting. But in terms of like jobs lined up, I have absolutely nothing. But I make a really good coffee, so really
That's
he's
good.
winning.
That's a good skill. That's a very
Great
good skill.
latte art. But yeah, I think it'll be a case of just going back home, spending my free time writing, and then just kind of seeing where that can lead me.
Yeah, writing's a good. Yeah, writing's a good
You
thing
always
to do.
can do like was it script competition and stuff like that.
Yeah. Script editing. Be a script editor. In capitals.
Yeah.
What about you, Hannah?
Nothing lined up.
Anything lined up?
I've been looking at junior roles in post-production houses. I've been looking at junior producing roles.
Cool.
Anything in like a small production company where I can just learn off other people, I think would be great. So that's what I've been looking at. And I've like, there's like the big internships at like big companies that I've like applied to, but those are more of like, I don't know, less realistic. So we'll see.
What's the dream for you three? Like, script writer, DOP, producer.
Editing.
Is that the dream?
DOP for me, I think so. DOP or like camera operator, but DOP will be like the highest thing. I mean, technically, I am that,
Yeah.
but like on a bigger level, yeah.
That's how we met. Final entry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we met.
Camera operator. Yeah.
But-
That's actually that's a question. Do you know how we met? We met at Final Entry, didn't we? We met today.
You just
met.
yap in the MMC.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's you just join because obviously I sort of sit in the group that you would talk to, and I think whereas in multiple times we were like, "Who are you again?" Like you'd met me, but then you keep forgetting who I
Sorry,
was.
Yeah, sorry, I feel bad. Yeah.
It's okay.
I
It
remember like
happens.
a goldfish
There's a lot of people in this place.
Did
No.
you help on DuPont?
for a day, but that wasn't
Not
the
the day,
last
no.
day, not
Okay,
your day, no.
okay, no.
But I tend to do that.
It's
And,
okay,
no, I bump
honestly.
into spoons and they go, "Hey Matt, how you doing?" I go, "Do I know you?" And then the other thing is that, oh god, it embarrassed me. My best friend Hope, I always say, "Hey Hope, I was on this set, right? And this guy forgot this battery." And went, "Hope, yeah, Matt, I was there." I went, "Were you?" Yeah, I was directing it. I said, "Well, you?" Yeah, it was his set. I went, "Are you sure?" I went, "Yeah." Oh my god. And like other people say,
happens.
"Oh, I was on this set. We had good fun." Were you on that? Were you on that set? Yeah, I was. Were you? Yeah. So sorry, I apologise. But moving on. Right, a few more questions before we get to quick fire questions. So the industry now, what are your opinions on it? And going into it, are you afraid of it? And do you think industry is getting better or worse?
I mean, there's obviously a huge talk about nepo babies. That's like the whole thing at the minute,
Nepo
isn't it?
babies?
Like nepotism. Like everyone in the industry is related to someone else in the industry.
Ah, right,
and,
yeah.
So yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah, I've always been told it's not what you know, it's who you know in this industry.
Yeah. And I know neither of them.
I think it's a mixed bag. Obviously there's stuff with like Netflix and like all these like smaller production companies getting a chance to get their films onto like a wider audience. So that's really good for people like us who want to like start off with smaller things and go on to bigger things. But the stuff with AI and stuff like that's not
Yeah.
looking helpful, especially for like, I think it's Sora or something. I can't remember the AI company, but they're starting to like do photorealistic things, and you can just type in what type of shot you want, and it's not really good for my job. But
I'm a big AI hater.
Yeah.
I think that's not hopeful, and I do think we need to get to our senses a little bit.
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
very important to make stuff yourself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think AI should be used for things that people don't actually want to do, as opposed to the creative things that people actually enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can be used in like good stuff. Like I like it in like the de-aging area.
I think
Snapchat filters are about as far as my AI
we
goes.
did in our last like assignment, one of the last assignments for this year, we did a thing, creative post production, and we had a lesson on AI.
Really?
I think AI is very helpful in terms of like for smaller people like us, because there's things that Premiere Pro is rolling into their softwares, like let's say like we're trying to shoot in like a parking lot that we're not really supposed to shoot in, and there's like signs everywhere. There's like special like softwares now that is in Premiere Pro where you can literally like highlight what you want to take out, and it's basically, it will look like you like set dressed like properly. So there's things where I'm like, but then also you don't need to do it for everything.
Yeah. Do it for
for things that, like how Anna said, things that humans maybe can't do.
Yeah. Well, probably editing as well. I think, that'd be useful to cut the whole scene for you.
No, not that.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It might take the human out of creative stuff a bit, which is worrying, but we'll see.
So the last question before we move on to quick fire questions is, I asked everyone this: is there a serious issue that you think needs to be solved in the world, and you think needs to be addressed more in general? It could be anything, really. Do you think there needs to be something that needs to be solved?
God, where do you even start?
Sorry, a very deep question before we...
Yeah. I think there's obviously a lot that needs to be addressed. I mean, I think in terms of, an area that I would know a bit more about, and with film and online culture, I think there's been a big incline in young people turning more right-wing, which obviously people can have their own beliefs, like right-wing doesn't inherently have to be evil. I won't be too biased on the podcast, but it's obviously bad then whenever it's leading into racism and homophobia and transphobia, and all of those are becoming such huge issues. And I think with the internet, people have become so desensitized to the fact that like these are real people that you're talking about, and like people just don't care about how cruel they are online anymore. And I think people are getting meaner, and I think we need to be keeping an eye on the kind of content that young people are consuming, because you have all these Twitch streamers and YouTubers who are just spewing such hateful stuff, and it's turning a young generation into such bitter people.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, that was a good answer to that question.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are you, Branden? Sorry, it's a very loaded question, isn't it?
It's just a lot to think about. I think there's some things that have obviously like social issues like homophobia and transphobia, all those things that have been like there for years. We're getting to a point where it is getting better, but there's still a long way to go. There's also a lot of current issues like everything that's going on in Israel and Palestine, which I think is something that's a big ball of yarn that needs to unravel. And like, we need to realize that everyone is human. Everyone has the right to be safe and have homes and like get whatever they need to live, basically. And some people are just being really rude about that. But I think that's my take on it.
Good answer to those questions. Sorry, Hannah, what about you?
A bit closer to home, but I've recently spoken to actually the university about making the courses more inclusive and talking about films across the pond, like talking about films that were made in like the Western country and the Eastern countries, and just a bit more diversity within what we study, because sometimes I feel like as a film studies student as well, that sometimes it's just always the same directors, same white male directors, and I guess I just wanted a bit more diversity within film and a bit more inclusivity and less judgment about that as well.
No, that's an interesting answer. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I thought those were very good answers. Yeah, very good answers. There's something before we move on to quickfire questions. There's something I need to talk to Branden about. It's driving me crazy. You have amazing fashion sense.
Thank you.
How did this start? Where did it start? And do you have any tips for me?
Started around the time I came to uni, because I feel like I got my...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never was as fashionable as I am
Really?
today. Yeah, because I think moving to uni allowed me the freedom to just explore like different types of styles and stuff like that. I think ever since college, I like went through like a grungy, like all black phase, and then I went through like pastels. But then I think once I came to uni, I fully had the thing to explore gender and explore different types of styles and stuff like that. My tip for you would be just pick a style and try it for like a week and see if it resonates with you.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah,
I'm very jealous of your fashion sense.
Thank
yeah. It's like a Doctor Who. I bet you saw the different Branden Doctor Who's. Yeah. But your premiere outfit was amazing.
Thank you.
Wow, that
Thank
was
you.
cool. Where did you get that from?
I got it online.
Get online.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get every time it's like a different. Yeah, how do you pick a different?
It literally has come to a point where I look on Pinterest. That's again, Pinterest. You should do Pinterest.
Okay.
Basically, look on Pinterest what fashions and styles you like, and then try to emulate them with what you have already, so you don't have to like buy things. And even if you do have to buy, try to go like more sustainable places like thrift, like charity shops and stuff like that. I would have to give credit to Anna because Anna sometimes picks stuff out for me.
Yeah, sorry, Anna, you've got a fashion sense as well.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of see what tickles your fancy. For that premiere outfit, I was like, okay, we're gonna do red. Let me just look online and see what's red. And there's actually like a piece from I think an Alexander McQueen runway show in 2002, which was like all red, which I was really inspired by.
Right.
And then yeah.
Have you ever thought, because we worked on something which is about it was like 3 months ago now. God, where's the time go? We worked on something Izzy Cross's fashion show.
Yeah.
You were very good as modelling.
Yeah.
You had experience before.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Have you not think about pursuing it at all?
I have. I have been in contact with the lady who basically trained us at Izzy's show, Karina. And basically, after the show, she came up to me and was like, "You've got something. I'll be in contact with you." And then I've gotten another gig this weekend. I think University of Southampton wants a photo shoot, but unfortunately, I'm at home, so I will not be taking it up. But I think genuinely it's something that I have been looking into, and I think ever since I did the first thing around like in February, when I got scouted, it's opened a new thing and like a new hobby for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is something that I have genuinely considered. But yeah,
I think you should. Yeah, you could be his agent. Wow, so you never thought about it before? Never.
No, I have basically loads of issues with like body dysmorphia and stuff like that, and I do not see myself as pretty, or like good looking. So it felt really empowering from someone else. The whole thing is that I literally was walking out of Boots with a burrito because I was really hungry and I was listening to music. And what I do with music is I literally like walk to the music whenever I have my headphones in. And then these two girls ran up to me and was like, "Do you want to be a model?" And I was like,
"Really?
Oh, yeah."
Wow.
Yeah, it was really, really, really silly. Like I was literally so hungry. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get a Boots from."
Did you speak so much?
Sorry.
Did you have like the food in your mouth?
No, the thing is that I was walking. I was like shoving it in my bag, and I was listening to Charlie XCX and just like walking really quickly. It's like I need to eat. And then these two girls ran up to me. I was like, "Do you want to be a model in our fashion show?" And yeah, that's
weird. Did you practice? Did you ever practice when you walked on the catwalk? Was that? Have you had experience with that before? Because you did something before, didn't you?
Yeah. Again, University of Southampton was doing a fashion show, I think in February, March time.
Yeah.
And I did practice for that because that was my first time ever doing a show. But then I think what I've learned is that it depends on the music you're walking to. So you can practice all you want in your walk, but then if you rock up to the show and they have like a different beat and different tempo of like the music, you need to walk to that. You can't just walk at like anything. So you kind of need to know the music, whatever you're wearing, because let's say if you're wearing like something really flowy, you can play with that on the catwalk. But yeah,
funny you should say that. The mix pre actually can play music, so if you want to like demonstrate for us. No, I'm joking. Yeah, but you're very good. You should pursue it.
Thank you.
You've got something. Right, let's move on to quick fire questions. Okay, right. Anna, favorite film of last year?
Poor Things? Wait, was that last year or this year?
This year.
Oh, it's all blended in. What came
Well,
out
you can
last
say
year?
this. You can say this year.
Okay, well, I'll say Poor Things or Challengers for this year.
Challengers. Riley's
That's
seen that
very
3
basic.
times.
Yeah. Incredible film, though. I love Luca. Incredible. And Yorgos.
Last year or this year?
it could be early this year, last year.
Early this year, again, Poor Things. It genuinely has become an obsession for me about that film.
Really?
Just the whole aesthetic about, again, like, you can get inspiration from clothing, from movies and stuff like that. So a genuine style thing has come up from it. I think on that talk with Robbie Ryan that we went in Cannes, he was talking about a book of the photography behind that film, and I'm thinking of getting that as a birthday present. Last year, I can't even remember what I watched this year. What are some films that released last year?
I can't remember.
June? Like
June? June was this year.
Oppenheimer, Barbie.
Barbie was a really good film. Barbie and Oppenheimer were really good films from last year's circuit of films.
Yeah. I'm Team Oppenheimer.
Menu? Was Menu last year?
No, that was a couple of years ago.
That was
now.
2022. Any films?
Barbie.
Oh, you, Hannah?
Yeah, Barbie.
Barbie, yeah?
I've watched Barbie like 5 times.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Did you turn up pink? Any of you?
I wore a Barbie t-shirt that
You wore a
was
Barbie
like Greta
t-shirt.
Gerwig in
Well,
the Barbie
I went
font.
to Barbie, but I had a pink bee. I put a pink bee on my bee. Right, favourite film of all time?
Oh God, can I do my letterbox top 4? I think I've got Submarine, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, Before Sunrise, and I can't remember what the third one is. I'll do those 3.
Letterboxd top 4 is Parasite, Poor Things, Spirited Away, and The Farewell, directed by Lulu Wang. All films have really inspired me in different ways throughout university. Really fueled the fire. Oh, also a really favourite film of mine is Suspiria, the 2018 one and the 1971 Giallo style films. Genuinely amazing. Been a really big inspiration to me.
Okay, cool. Right, I need to see Spirited Away.
Spirited Away
I need
is
to
really
see
good.
it. All right, you, Hannah.
For like, I don't know, La La Land is always my go-to. But maybe for nostalgia, Toy Story.
Yeah. That is. What do you think of Toy Story 5?
They need to stop.
Need it.
They need to stop.
It. We didn't need 4. We didn't need 4. We didn't need it. Favorite filmmaker?
I can't pin down one specific one. I mean, at the minute, probably Yorgos Lanthimos, just because it's what I've been consuming the most recently. But I also really adore Noah Baumbach with like Frances Ha and Marriage Story. I think he writes beautifully.
I think I have 3. Bong Joon-ho, Luca Guadagnino. I love his desire in all of his films that he does and how he portrays that. And I think I've been a big fan of Yorgos Lanthimos for the past few years now. But yeah, he's only come into its own this year though.
I'm a Greta Gerwig girl.
Yeah. I loved Little Women.
That was
I like
the
that
first
one.
one
That
I
was
watched of hers, and then I went back.
Favorite actor?
Adam Driver.
Right, obviously.
Of course.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, you stole mine. Sorry. Yeah, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. I bet you like went some sort of like fan crazy when you saw Adam Driver.
I wasn't screaming and crying. I promise I tried to keep it very cool. The annoying thing is he's in so many awful films, but yeah, I just think he's really attractive. He did this film called Patterson, which is like about poetry, and I adore poetry, and it's really, really beautiful.
Favorite TV show?
Fleabag.
Fleabag.
I have a Fleabag tattoo. So.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow. What is it about?
I've got the fox on my arm, and it says "It will pass" in my
Show-
best friend's handwriting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Would you like to meet the
I would
one?
die to meet Phoebe Waller-Bridges.
Bridge.
I adore her.
Normal People. I think so.
Yeah.
Very good show. Based on a book.
What's his name?
Paul
Son.
Mescal.
Paul Mescal. Yeah, I like him.
We
That
love
and my
the
face.
Irish, Andrew Scott and Paul Mescal.
Andrew Scott. Hot Priest.
Yeah, Hot Priest.
Right. What about you, Hannah?
There's 2. There's Friends that I've watched the most, and I've rewatched
Yeah.
the most. But then Sex Education was done really, really well,
I need to
and I've
see
watched that multiple times as well.
Awesome. Okay, song that you can listen to forever.
Okay. I don't know necessarily about song I can listen to forever, but my number 1 song of all time and that I've got my most listened minutes is a song called If I Believe You, which is a 1975 song. And I just adore it because I grew up Catholic, and it's on about like battling like your belief of God and whether or not you do believe. And yeah, it's just a really, really beautiful song, and it's got this gorgeous gospel choir in it, and I just adore it with my entire heart.
Have you met Dom, the technician in the MMC?
I'm not sure, but I know there is someone in the MMC who always wears an 1975
Yeah, that's
t-shirt.
Dom. Yeah. You need to speak with him. Yeah.
I've seen them 4 times.
You see what? 917.
Yeah, I've seen them 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah,
I thought you said you saw Dom 4 times.
I've seen the 1975 4 times.
Wow.
Big fan.
Bloody hell.
I have 2, but I'm going to say the one that has been most shown up in my Spotify end of year top 5. Door by Caroline Polachek. Genuinely, I think I had a spiritual awakening to that song because I was like lying in bed in like 2019, and it genuinely is, her as an artist has inspired me so much, like visually, clothes wise, everything. That's a song I could listen to forever. And then another song by her called Billions, also a song that I could listen to forever.
What about you, Hannah?
There's too many.
Too many?
The only one that I could think of right now is Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. I've listened to that one quite a lot, and I think that's the one I've listened to.
If you could be a person for a day, who would it be? Very quiet.
Just anyone famous or just any?
Oh, anyone.
Branden. So I could get compliments on my outfits.
Yeah.
I would be Anna. I think so.
Oh.
Should be Anna. So I can get compliments on my film.
You also get it.
Poor Hannah. You could be Holly. Is it Holly the producer?
Yeah.
No, I always wanted to be the queen for the day. So some sort of royalty for the day would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Well, the next one is childhood celebrity crush.
Ooh.
David Tennant.
David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Nice.
Doctor Who, obviously.
Are you a Doctor Who fan?
I was.
You were.
Yes. I was so grief stricken when David Tennant got replaced. I stopped watching it.
What,
I
Matt
like
Smith?
cried for days. Yeah.
Yes, that was same. Yeah.
I watched a bit of Jodie's Doctor because I was like, oh, a woman, that's exciting, and then the writing was awful, so I
Yeah.
stopped. But I'm considering going back and revisiting. I've rewatched the David Tennant series many times.
Yeah. I'm
But-
obsessed with it.
Yeah,
obsessed
I
with
want to give Peter Capaldi a go. I've heard he's brilliant. No?
Yeah.
I'm just not a Matt Smith enjoyer. He has no eyebrows, and it stresses me out.
I like that. He's my second favourite, but my David Tennant is my. Did you watch the
Good choice.
specials?
No, I really need to because it's all 3 of them,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's Matt
I
Smith.
love David Tennant.
So
You were going to say Adam Driver?
he's not my
Oh, it's childhood. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So yeah,
Actually.
growing up it was David Tennant.
Tennant.
Like yeah, I cried for days whenever he was gone.
I don't think I have a celebrity crush, but I have someone in a cartoon that I used to watch.
Yeah.
Jeremy from Phineas and Ferb.
So true.
I don't know, for some reason. I did have a childhood like celebrity crush, but I think he was a crush I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
Well,
crush.
now, Adam Driver.
Adam Driver and Matty Healy are mine now.
Mike Face from Challengers. I think about that man maybe like 5 times a day.
Looks a bit like Jeremy to be fair.
Right, moving on. Hannah, your turn.
Now, Tom Hiddleston.
Right.
First ever crush was Peter Pan in the 2003 live action.
Ooh.
Good answer.
Ah, right.
Can't remember his name, but yeah, that was
Yeah,
my
what
first ever
happened
crush.
to him?
I don't know.
I remember the music in that film a lot. The music was very.
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da.
love that.
Secret talent or unknown fact people don't know about you.
I can make my eyes vibrate.
You make it what?
Eyes vibrate.
Vibrate.
Yeah, like
Right, you're gonna have to demonstrate
No.
now.
Do you
No,
want
you're
to
gonna
go
have
straight
to.
up to the camera? I'll adjust focus.
No,
You have to do it now.
No, it makes me go a bit cross-eyed.
Oh.
I'll pass.
Is there a
But
video of you doing it?
no, but
Oh.
I mean, if you get a few drinks in me, I'll give you a go.
Okay, right, cool. We'll have to do that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know?
No.
No?
Would you guys say
He
I
makes great halloumi. That can be
Yeah.
a, that can
Alright,
be a
okay.
talent.
yeah, and I become very social when I'm drunk, so that's I don't know.
Okay.
I think everyone does that. That's not as I don't know. I really don't know.
Don't know? Oh. Well, That's the answer to the question. What about you, Hannah?
Don't have any secret talents.
Do you play any instruments at all?
Oh,
Or
I do.
sports?
I don't think. Well, I wouldn't say instruments are a secret talent because I post that sometimes on my story. But I like grew up doing piano lessons, and when I did like guitar and ukulele and bass and whatever instrument I could find my hands on. So.
Oh, I know a hidden talent. I can make a really good team on Pokemon Ruby. That is my secret talent. I can
Make it team?
Yeah, you basically in a team you can like pick 6 Pokemon.
Right.
And it's just always really good, and that's my hidden talent. Even when growing up, I was not either a very musical person, and I did some sports. I did badminton, but I was constantly on my Nintendo 3DS playing Pokemon.
Right. Okay.
That's
okay.
so valid.
That's cool. I'll answer that question. What is something that you have that you need to throw out?
Everything.
Everything.
I'm such a hoarder. My room is just a complete, like, it's just a representation of me as a person, I think. But yeah, I have so much that should definitely be binned, but I just can't bear it.
Some clothes of mine.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
There's some things that I've like bought on a whim, being like, oh, that's nice, and then I wear it once. I'm like, oh, I don't like this anymore.
Don't like
And
anymore.
it's just in my closet on the bottom, like sediment on it, and it's really bad.
No, just like, yeah.
That would be my thing. And trinkets from charity shops, because I just buy random shit.
You have nice rings.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These are things that I actually like, though.
Oh right. Oh,
My
okay.
trinkets, I have a porcelain pig in my room, and I don't know why I
A
bought
what?
it. A porcelain pig. Like it's like a
That's
it's
so
a,
shame.
It's so cute, though.
yeah, it's
Oh,
that's the reason why I bought it, because I walked
You had
into
a
a
cute
charity
little
shop.
face.
I walked into a charity shop and I was like, oh, like it looks really cute, but it's £3. And then when I went home that night, I kept on thinking about it. So I went back the next day and just bought it because I felt so guilty. I put feelings to anthropomorphic things,
All right.
and then I just feel really bad if I throw them out or if I don't buy them or don't give them love and attention. So I just keep things.
Well, you had a.
I have a box in my uni room from first year that's got all my decorations from first year in it, and I've just grown so much since then that I just think I need to get rid of them and just say like.
What keeps you up at night?
Oh, so it all started when I was. Oh God, Instagram Reels.
Instagram
That's
Reel?
the not heavy answer.
Right.
Just I scroll through Instagram very much, and I did a poll because I spend so much time on Instagram. I did a poll recently on my main story asking how many people see my name under their memes. 63 people said they constantly see my name. That's how much time I spend on Instagram.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad.
Bloody hell.
But I just love memes.
Yeah. What's with your Instagram icon? Snoopy the dog. What's that?
I grew up watching Charlie Brown with my dad all the time. I loved Snoopy. My first ever tattoo was a Charlie Brown tattoo. I've got so much Snoopy stuff. And in the icon, he's got like a little cassette headset, and I have a Walkman that I listen to my cassettes on. So I was like, it's literally.
you have a Walkman.
I love
Nice.
like I've got a massive record collection. I've got like 130 records or something like that. I've been collecting my whole life. So.
Wow. Branden, what's your? Sorry, I don't know why I'm moving on to Instagram, but your Instagram thing is because I know everyone's Instagram. Yours like a drawing of a thing with two.
What?
Yeah, your
the
Insta.
doodle from.
Oh yeah, that was a
Yeah.
storyboard from one of the films that I made last year called Inferior Splinter.
Okay.
And I drew something in my storyboard. I was like, why is he kind of like crazy? Like, I took a picture of it and it became my Instagram picture.
Just one of those questions I just want to ask. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's quite mysterious. What was the question again?
What keeps you up at night?
I have a really big obsession with like space and astronomy.
Really?
So what keeps me up at night is the Alpha Centauri system. It's 3 stars orbiting each other, and it's just cool to think about. And I genuinely just watch shit about space when I'm sleeping, and then it goes into like an existential crisis because the like nearest system to us, the Andromeda solar system, the Andromeda galaxy is basically going to crash into us. And if there was a question if you would cryogenically sleep, like put yourself to sleep and like wake up at any time, I would wake up when that galaxy crashes into ours just because I want to see it.
So were you a fan of the what's it called, the lights that were on a month ago?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
premiere, yeah.
I'm also Christopher Nolan's releasing Interstellar again in the cinemas for its 10-year thing, and I'm gonna watch that because I love space.
Window or eye on a plane?
Window. I love looking out.
Depends on the person who's sitting next to me.
I thought you were insinuating.
'Cause
Depends. Yeah. Back of the plane.
Because I do tend to like I get very fidgety on a plane. If I feel like I'm in a corner, I feel very like closed in. So if I'm either going by myself or someone who's not my parent, I don't like sitting on the window seat. But if I'm with my parents, I sit either. Me and my sister like fight for the window seat. But if it's like with other people, I choose the aisle seat.
Window all the way.
Cats or dogs?
I would grow up saying dogs because I had a dog growing up, but since coming to Winchester, there's cats everywhere and they've just completely taken my heart. I love cats. There's so many cats in our neighbourhood and they just come and visit me and I feel like some cat whisperer because there's like this one cat in particular, but as soon as it sees me down the street, it comes running over to me. So yeah, I think I've become a cat person.
Whereabouts do you live in Winchester?
We're in like the Stanmore, top of Stanmore area.
All right, because Cromwell Road, my next neighbour cats come.
Yeah, we're not too far from there.
Cats
Don't
dogs?
dox us.
Cats.
Catwalk. There you go.
Catwalk, yeah.
There you go. What about you, Hannah?
Dogs.
Dogs?
I like how needy they are.
If you time travelled, where would you go?
When Andromeda.
I was gonna say
Right.
I would want to see that.
Okay.
But yeah.
So in the future.
In the future.
Okay.
I just don't. I mean, there's some things I would want to see in the past, but I just think, even if I go into the future, I can see that like galaxy clash thing, and I can also see how much the world has become.
Okay. Anna's really thinking about it.
See, I love history, so it's so hard. Hannah, have you got one?
Yeah, Hannah, you got one?
The one I just thought of was actually VE Day. Yeah, the end of the war. That seems like a pretty good day to go back to.
I'm gonna do. Okay, it's just one that I thought up on the spot, and it's because at Cannes I watched this really interesting documentary on Elizabeth Taylor. So if I could travel back in time, my current answer would be to go to the set of Cleopatra, which was the biggest budget film out of the time. Like it was the first time any actor of any gender had been paid over £1 million for their role. And yeah, this set just looked insanely huge, and it was filmed in Italy, and I would want to go and be part of that set.
Cool, that's an interesting answer. Favourite word?
I'm gonna say etymology because it's the study of words, and I'm really interested in etymology. Like I love learning where words come from, so I'm gonna say etymology is my favourite word because it's an interesting word and it's about words.
Etymology. Right.
You can skip to Hannah. I'm just gonna look up a word.
Okay.
Was onomatopoeia because it's just
Oh,
rolls
I
off the
was
tongue.
thinking about one.
Onomatopoeia.
Oh yeah, what does that mean again?
That's like words which represent the sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
boom,
yeah.
clash.
Yeah.
Pow.
Pow.
I think my favorite word is not a word. It's a word from a film that introduced it to me. It's Eat, Pray, Love, and it's the part where she is in Italy and she says the word attraversiamo, which means like let's cross, let's begin, or something like that.
Say it again.
Attraversiamo.
Oh, you pronounced that very nicely. Yeah. Wow. All right. Okay. I'm going to Google those later. Guilty pleasure.
Ooh, watching the 2 Sex and the City films. That's my favorite guilty pleasure. They're just so fun. Or Devil Wears Prada, or anything to do with fashion.
Yeah.
A group of women. It was just fun.
Sex in the City. I heard the second one's terrible.
It was.
Yeah.
Right. You watched it together?
We haven't, but I started watching Sex and the City because you always talked about it.
It's like Sex and the City, first and second one, Devil Wears Prada, Bride Wars, literally any like 2000s
Yeah.
like rom-com set in New York that's not about a man but is like about fashion, or like Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Oh yeah.
That's a really
good one
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Wow.
would be my guilty pleasure.
My guilty pleasure will be listening to Pink Guy, who's like Joji's alter ego character in like the 2010s. The music is horrifically misogynistic, but some of it just goes kind of hard, and it is satire, so that will be my guilty pleasure.
Okay, Hannah.
I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure, but I'm really bad at I'm really guilty of collecting things and like spending a lot of money on collecting things.
Yeah.
like I collect pop Funkos, I collect vinyls, I collect like so many things. So I guess that's quite a guilty pleasure of mine.
And last one. And if you had the choice, who would you like to see on the show next?
Anyone.
Well, it could be. We could do, famous people, or we could do people that you are mutual as well. Mutual people.
My moots.
Jake Hawkins from a university.
Yeah.
I think he would have a lot to say and very technical and also really into like storytelling. I would say Jake Hawkins as a plausible one. And if I had to be like completely out there, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, I guess we're going. My realistic answer would be like Fiona, because I think she's done some interesting documentary work, both from what she's kind of alluded to. She's very, very lovely. She was our FMP tutor, so big up Fiona. If I was to be incredibly unrealistic, I think the most interesting person's life who I'd love to know more about would be Christopher Lee, but unfortunately he is no longer with us. But
I'm a huge Christopher Lee fan.
If I could have a dinner party guest, it'd be him.
Yeah,
because I'm massive into my Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and like he's just had such a fascinating. Wicker Man, that's one of my favorite films as well. So yeah, he's a complete icon to me.
Did they remake that?
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I've not watched that one,
Right.
but the Christopher Lee version is one of my favorites. If I could go into a genre to try, if someone gave me like an unlimited budget, was like you can make a film of any genre, I'd want to try and make a folk horror, which would be like Wicker Man and Midsummer inspired.
Can I just ask, for the over interview, was Toby here?
Yeah.
I would still say have his own interview, because I think
Really?
he has a lot of film knowledge and he is very good at what
He's
he
really
does.
interesting to talk to.
So I would say just Toby with himself would be really cool.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to know anything about film, God, he is the person to talk to. And I think he's got very nice insights about the world.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, I've been warned, don't play film games with him because you won't win.
Oh, we have.
Oh, you have.
We have.
Oh, you have.
He just completely demolished all of us. It was like anytime it was like who directed, he immediately knew.
Well, I think we should get a special show where my friend Matt Warlow.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. They know a lot about films as well, so maybe Toby.
Give him a run for his money.
Yeah, exactly.
We could do Family Fortunes. They could be.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. What about you, Hannah? Would you see anyone on the show?
I couldn't think of anyone while you guys were talking. Sorry.
What about your old tutors? What's the old tutors you had?
We had this guy called Dan, who's really, really lovely. He's very nice. He was probably the biggest one who made me think about not swapping, just because he was such a lovely lecturer. But unfortunately, being nice does not make me want to do a degree. So.
He has a lot of film knowledge as well.
Yeah.
Is there any? So we're going to wrap up quickly. Is there any friend mentions and shout outs and thank yous you'd like to thank on the show at all?
We should definitely thank Holly, our producer,
Yes.
who's not here. Yeah, she was big help. She dealt with me a lot. So I'm very grateful for her putting up with all my texts and calls and whatever else. Thanks, Holly.
Just anyone or from the film?
Well, like friends and family, the crew, Julienne.
Well, I would like to thank to everyone who like funded our film, like family friends, everyone who like put in something for our film. Please, thank you so much. Like you did us all a big favor. So yeah, thank you for that. And my camera and lighting team, you guys really helped me and like really reinforce the fact that I can do this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, James, Jacob, Toby, DJ, like they were all incredible. Ben Dunks, like couldn't have made the film without them, honestly.
They were really helpful on set, and like anytime I needed something to be bounced off or just like ruminate on something, they would like be the people I would ruminate with. So yeah, I would say thank you guys.
They're great guys. You had a great crew. I saw pictures.
We were very lucky.
You had DJ on the.
Yeah, DJ was really, really wonderful. Great
Yeah.
gaffer.
What about you, Hannah? Any thanks?
Just thanks to my parents for funding a really, really expensive hobby of mine. I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, uni and
Yeah, uni, just wanting cameras all the time for Christmas and birthdays. Just thank you.
Where can people find you on socials? What are your film? Do you have film accounts? You do, don't you? Yeah. So what? I'm gonna put a nice little caption at the bottom. What are your film accounts?
We have Julienne the movie, which is the official Instagram for this.
Do you
What's my handle?
Um,
Not too many.
Mine is Anna O'Hara Media for my film account. And I won't be under all your meme likes if you follow that one.
Okay.
Branden, just Branden Braganza is my like a more professional page where I just spotlight the work I do and like small things like I go to theatre shows and holidays where I just post pictures from that. Like it is like a professional page, so I would say Branden Braganza.
Yeah. I like your new one with the glasses.
Thank
That's
you.
pretty cool.
Thank
yeah,
you.
got swag. So yeah, this is it actually.
Woo.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
No, that's all right. Well, thank you for being on the show. Julienne's a great film. You will be very, very proud of it. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's really, really good. And I saw some of the shots which I was blown away by.
Thank you.
And also I was impressed by the 30-second rough cut on the rough cuts as well.
Yeah.
I was like, is that Julia? Oh, is that it? It's only 10 seconds. Oh, okay. But no, it was very, very good, and you should be pleased. And hopefully you can take it and good luck with everything after uni.
Thank you very much. We need it.
Yeah, let me know what it's like out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Give me
good
some.
luck with the show and going forward and your interview with Paul Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, wish me luck on Paul Carter. Anything else? Favourite student?
I don't think he remembers anyone's names.
All right. No, don't worry. But yeah, so yeah, thank you very much and good luck with the film. And yeah, make sure you sign my poster
Yes.
and my book at the end.
Yeah,
you.
will do.
So thank you very much to Julienne for being on the show. If you would like to be on the show, let me know at CT Plus Productions. And I don't know about this, but every time I end the episode, I want Harrison Ford to be on my show. That's the person I want. So
He hates interviews.
well, that's the point.
Okay.
I'm a huge Harrison Ford fan, so I'd like Harrison Ford to be on my show. So please be on my show. So that's it. That's Chat and That. Thank you very much, Julienne. And yeah, thank you very much. See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah.